That is, it seems like an easy solution at the beginning. It just seems so obvious that you obviously want to show everybody what happened here, what Hugh Darrow wanted to do, what he did, what he was able to do. And it would just make sense, right? To tell everybody what the people were in themselves, what the technology was in themselves, how it could just turn them extremely crazy, and they would just all commit suicide, and that would basically probably be the end of humanity. Because at that time, where that could happen again, it would just be a Mass Effect, like the game. It would be a Mass Effect. Everyone would just die because everyone would have some augments in his or her body. So, like, I actually, personally, I want to go for the end that no one takes. You know, that would be obviously the one to self-destruct, so that no one will ever see what happened here. And then, I don't know, it would just probably go on, and then there would be probably then some guy later in the game, not later in the game, but in this world, who would then just maybe kill all the people, or he would at least show all the people that he would have the power to do it. And then they would learn it anyway. So I don't know why to not tell the whole world now how it works, how what things they have in their body. It's not as easy as it sounds, though. It is another option to just set it all to an end, you know, just to finish it right now. But I feel like we have this mission. We're kind of some sort of messiahs that we're playing. We have to tell the world what we have to do, what we did, what we found out, what Hugh Darrow found out, and what he failed in his creation. Destroyed it, and we have to go with the human mankind's purity, I guess. No, it's not an option. We have to do it.
If you do this, the unadulterated truth in Darrow's confession may well convince mankind to cast all science and technology aside, to ensure that future generations grow up free and whole. Are you sure this is your choice?
Still, we have to do it.
So be it then.
Albert Einstein said, technological progress is like an axe in the hands of a pathological criminal. Took me a while, but I finally see his point. How often have we chased the dream of progress only to see it perverted? More often than not, haven't the machines we built to improve life shattered the lives of millions? And now we want to turn that dream on ourselves to fundamentally improve who we are. Experience has shown me how dangerous that can be. How many times in the Call of Duty did I almost fall into the trap of taking shortcuts, abusing my abilities or the resources at hand? I resisted. Barely at times, because I valued human lives and considerations. Can I truly despise others who fall? Technology offers us strength. Strength enables dominance, and dominance paves the way for abuse. Darrow understood this. He knew that using technology to become something more than we are risks losing our ability to love, aspire, or make moral choices. The very things that make us human. It also risks giving some men the power to make others what they choose, regardless of the cost to human dignity. The suffering Darrow inflicted is not the end of the world. It is merely the seed for change. And change never comes without pain.
Well spoken, Mr. Jensen, is probably the only thing that I am allowed here to say, and that was then one of the two ends of Deus Ex Human Revolution. I just turned down the credit music here a bit in order to speak my last words that I want to speak to this series, to this project. Was my very first proper project. I hope the few people, at least for the moment, who watched this up to now enjoyed it. If so, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. And what can I say about this game? It was just so amazing, isn't it? It is really one of my absolute favorite games, because there is definitely not many other games out there in this world who can tell a story in such a good way, because it was in itself a very complex story. It was not easy to understand at certain points, but compared to other stories such as Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4 campaign, the campaign of Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4, you don't really understand what you're doing, right? At least that's how I personally felt when I played those two campaigns. Just as an example, there's others that are kind of the same badness, and you know, you were just shooting the people what you were told to shoot, and I wasn't really paying attention to the story at all, because it was just too complicated. Who was fighting whom? The Russians, the Chinese again, or the Chinese to the Russians, or whoever whom. And here, it was just so clear. I mean, they just told a story in such a good way that they were able to tell it in a really easy way and still make it understand well for the player. So therefore, I just think this is one of the really good games that ever been created. And yeah, a great story. Then what I really liked about this game as well was the color setting. That is always a thing that Patrick tends to make fun of me. I really pay attention to how the colors are chosen in games, how well they look, how well the graphics are in the game. That is minor though for me. It's more for me important. Yeah, the color setting, how well the colors one fits to another. That's, for example, why I really like the Battlefield series, especially Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, and that's also a reason for me why I don't like the Modern Warfare series or the recently released Call of Duty Ghosts, because they look awful, and that is a fact. The color setting is awful, absolutely. So therefore, I just love this game, although the graphics were not the most beautiful ones I've ever seen. Although it is 2 years old now, 2011. That was the year, I think, pretty sure, where it got released. Especially when you sometimes have taken a look at the faces, how they were animated, it was not really good. But still, this game was just a full pleasure to play, and the story and the end. Yeah, as I said, I think that was the right end to go for. You have seen so many different things in humanity that already have put it to a worse than it actually should be, humankind. We have had so many machines already. The oil explosions that we used to have. When all the birds died, then all the flus that we already had in the world that were obviously caused by humankind. Terroristic attacks, not attacks. They were also just another cause of society and development of society of the 20th century, if not even earlier, if it's not even slightly a part of humankind. But I think in the end we just went with the right way to tell the human beings what it was. And these endings in the game, they are amazing, aren't they? Like that ending video, these 2 minutes after I've chosen, they are made so well, and I just had goosebumps again. Gotta say that. I just had goosebumps because of those that one video. And the music, it just fits so well in this game as well. They chose some really good music. It particularly reminded me of Mass Effect 1. I really hope that there was no one copying from one another, because I really like both series, Deus Ex and Mass Effect. And it was, all in all, yeah, really good music. Loved it. And what I actually got to tell though is, at the end of these credits, I will show you people the other ending, the kind of bad one, as you want to call it, the suicide one, the destruction one, where you destroy the whole facility, so that no one will ever find out what happens. And there it is basically that Adam Jensen says that he does not see himself as the man who has the power to choose about the lives of all human beings. And that is basically a good point as well. That wasn't really clear for me when I did this choosing just like 10 minutes before. And it's a good point, because he is not allowed to do it, is he? It's just one man, and he's not allowed to show people what this could do, actually. Also, it would just make sense in another way, wouldn't it? Just makes sense. So in the end, I see both solutions as good. Yeah, in the end, you gotta choose for yourself what you think was good or not, and in the very end, it's just a game. So guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will probably have a single player series for my own again after this one, sooner or later. It will just come once again. And one last note, the next Deus Ex, I'm not really sure how it's called, it will only be on the portable platforms for so far. It is not announced for computers, so I, for example, can't play it. It's really shit. I don't know why they did this. It's like for iPads and stuff. I don't know why they did this, but guys, I'll leave you now with the end of the credits, and then at the very end you will have the other ending that you could choose. So yeah, I hope I'll see you then in the next videos. Goodbye.
You worry too much, Morgan. There's nothing we can't manage given time. She's here. I have to cut this short. Keep going through the wreckage. Maybe we'll find something we can use for the Morpheus initiative. Come in! Dr. Reed. We're so pleased you decided to join us.
Where else could I go?
No regrets, my dear. As Ariadne told Theseus before he entered the Minotaur's labyrinth, always forward, never left or right. You'll be very interested in our current project. We're breaking new ground.
Yes, the nanite virus chimera is quite intriguing. I'm looking forward to seeing the hybrid project up close, Mr. Page.
And so you shall. But please, call me Bob.
If you do this, the world will be left with questions, and may never reach a consensus. Are you sure this is your choice? We have little time left, Adam. And might I say, it has been a pleasure.
Do I trust mankind to save itself? That's what Eliza was asking. The truth is, I don't know. After everything I've seen, all the fighting and the chaos around me, I only know what I want to believe. Somehow, human decency will triumph. These past few months, I've faced many life-threatening situations. I could have given up many times, but my need to know the truth, to uncover the secrets that others were hiding, and to survive, forced me to keep on going. Most of the time, I tried to keep my values in mind, knowing my actions did not have to harm others. I held on to my humanity, resisting the urge to abuse power or resources in order to meet my goals. And in the end, I got the job done. But does this mean I have the right to choose for everyone? No. Because it isn't up to me. It isn't up to Darrow, Sarif, or Taggart either. Ordinary men and women will have to decide together what course mankind should take. The kind of people who time and time again have picked and chosen the future in highly practical ways. Slowing change when it's negative, speeding it up when it's good. Can they do it again? I don't know. But I do know I'm not about to let anyone in this station, myself included, stand in their way.